What's up, creatives? Let's chat, right? So today I want to talk about when we feel stuck. Feeling stuck, sometimes it can be a blessing, but it can almost always feel like detrimental, or like a space, like a drought space. But I want to rewire your mind when it comes to that. Yes, I'm wearing some PJs because, listen, quarantine, and this is what we're doing. And sometimes, honestly, like, things will come to you when you just wear comfy clothes. I don't know if that's just me. But I want to show you or shed light to the some lessons that I have learned while being in that stuck feeling, right? While feeling like there are no, I'm not getting blog post ideas, I'm not getting content creation ideas, I'm not getting anything. I want to lend and shed some light, lend some wisdom and shed some light in those moments when you're feeling that way. So let's go ahead and chat. So the first lesson I learned was to literally not lose hope. Okay, I know it sounds like super basic, but I learned to not lose hope or grow weary in these times of no flow, right? Like, literally, we just feel like, where's the flow? I'm having writer's block. I'm not really being inspired. What's up? The lesson that I learned was literally to not lose hope and grow weary. There are certain reasons why God pauses our ideation and our conceptualizing for a moment. So don't lose hope, right? Don't get mad at yourself. Don't feel like you're doing something wrong. I want you to literally pause in that moment, or maybe if this is your moment, right, that you're feeling that way, I want you to pause and say, like, okay, God, this is what I'm really feeling. And so I want to lean into you, because obviously there's the component of we're creatives, but then there's also the spiritual component of, like, okay, God, well, what would you have me create in this time? What would you have me bring the solution to on the earth at this moment? What is it, God? Like, let me pause and listen to you. Let me pause and really see what it is that you want me to produce at this moment. That's one. The second thing, I literally learned to keep my eyes on the creator, not just the things that he created. So many times we literally get so fascinated by the things that God created, which is absolutely awesome. Like, we stand in awe of the things that God does, right? But we get so stuck on the things that he's creating in us and through us and producing through us and all these different things and the tangible things, that we're keeping our eyes away from the actual one who created, like the creator. The one who deposited that genius idea for a logo, or the one that deposited that content strategy for a client. Pause. Literally pause and keep your gaze on the creator. Because as long as you keep your gaze on the creator, you will always have an overflow, right? You will always, and there are seasons, yes, like I said with the first point, there are seasons and moments where we'll feel like, okay, I need to be still. But so long as you keep your eyes and gaze on the creator, you'll literally experience an abundance of ideas that you'll be able to ideate and conceptualize and literally execute for your clients, for your audience, for your platform. For whatever it is that you facilitate, the atmosphere that you facilitate for whoever it is that you show up for, God will literally provide an abundance of that. And that goes to affirmations as well. Like, God, today I receive the abundance of favor and creativity that you are gifting to me. That's a plus. All right. So number 3, when I feel like I have discredited myself, I always have to go back to why I'm doing what I'm doing. When you remember your why, when you remember why you decided to show up for your people, When you remember what you do, what the feeling was, what was the decision. That's why it's important to write that out, to make sure you know why you're doing what you're doing. Me, I'm very passionate about creatives. I'm very passionate, even specifically about women in business. I'm passionate about our generation breaking poverty mindset through entrepreneurship. Right? And so that is how I show up. I always remember when I have moments of weaknesses, I always remember, like, God, remind me when I try to discredit myself, because it probably will happen, right? There are moments we're human. I get it. I know how it is. But God, always remind me of why I chose to do what I'm doing right now. There's a whole community of women, right, at loveMichelleAna, that on that platform that are waiting for me to show up, right? And I know that's weighty, and I know that even you, maybe as an influencer, you know, and you include faith into your content, it could be weighty because we're not pastors, right? We're not pastors, and it's like, Lord, like, help me steward your people well. But I think that keeps us linked to the heart of the Creator, which goes to the second one, right? Let me see what else I got here. Also, a lesson that I learned. I'm reading my notes in back of this phone, on the back of this phone. And so the last lesson that I learned was literally to not only just feel like this is a moment of drought, but really seek understanding and wisdom and insight in this moment of feeling stuck as a creative, right? Because it could feel so much it could feel like so much pressure because, you know, sometimes we look at our value component, and we associate that with our productivity. When in reality, we are more than enough. We are more than enough because God called us, literally breathed life into us for us to show up the way that we do, right? And so we must not just look at these moments of like droughtness or stuckness or whatever we want to call it, as just punishment or as just like, God, well, what did I do wrong? Like, I mean, this is my job. This is how I facilitate kingdom work on the earth. Even if I don't work for a church, even if I don't blatantly or out loud talk about my faith on my platform, I'm doing this unto you and bringing glory as I do people's makeup, as I draw these paintings or draw or paint or write this poem, whatever it is that you do. God literally gave you the access to be able to do that. And so don't discredit this moment, right? The season of feeling like, oh my gosh, like I'm not creating. Like I literally, I'm having writer's block. I don't know what to do. Pause. Don't discredit this moment. God is showing you things. Maybe you need to put the pen down for 24. You know what I mean? Maybe you need to pray over the video that you were doing for a client. You know what I'm saying? Like these moments are very, very important. So I really hope that this list of just lessons that I've learned from moments where I have felt like I feel stuck creatively, like I don't know what to do here. And I have really just taken these lessons and really ran with them. I've written them in my journals, in my time with God. Like I literally want to make sure that every season is producing in me what God wants to see on the earth, because it's very important for us to take care of ourselves holistically so that we can show up as the creatives that we are. God is literally calling us to bring solutions, dynamic solutions onto the earth. Do y'all know how dope that is? I wish you guys were literally in the room with me right now, like, and feel what I feel. You are important. I don't care if you're creating a flyer. I don't care if you're creating a video. I don't care if you do a podcast. I don't even care if like you are behind the scenes on a social media team and no one ever gets to see who you are. I don't care what that is. You're literally facilitating heaven onto earth with what you're doing. That is creativity. That is creativity. So I hope you guys enjoyed this chat. Okay. I don't know. I just feel like this was necessary. All right. So I'll see you guys in the next chat. Make sure that you comment and that you email me. I want to have this conversation. If you are in a moment where you feel this way, let's have this conversation. Let's be there for each other because the struggle is real.